Links Championship. The championship leader there, of course, Craig Baird. There's Simon Wills, winner of the first race. Noddy Murdoch in the Toyota. It's a Ford Telstar up front again, only this time it's privateer Kevin Pateman, courtesy of the reverse grid, alongside fellow Timaru driver Wayne Murdoch. Jason Richards in third in the 325, then Simon Wills in his Telstar, and the BMW teammates Craig Baird and Brett Riley off the back. A man off the front row, well placed, you'd have to think, to try and hold out a BMW win here. But look, already the BMW's got ahead of him. Jason Richards and Craig Baird both right through there. So now look at Murdoch come back on the last bit, right into the corner. So got a bit of a bogged down start. Now claims the place back, the lead back from Craig Baird. But Baird right on the case off the third row of the grid.
Yeah, the BMWs definitely get the better start with being rear-wheel drive. Now we're on board with Noddy Murdoch here, heading into the Castrol corner. Oh, and there's Craig popping through on the inside of him. A great start from back on the grid for Craig.
I don't know whether he's pushed or whether he slid on his own, but Noddy just got very wide there. Looked like he might have got a little bit of a scrape down the side. And again, look at him working at the wheel there. Gets way out wide on the track and now goes through Jason Richards.
This is a bit of a problem that some people face on the first lap, is that they get caught a little bit asleep, and you know, before the action all really starts to happen, and that's where the experienced drivers get the places.
Well, it looked like Wayne was actually caught out by a long line of cars that were running down the inside line, keeping him wide through those two turns, but that hasn't helped his cause at all. Look good at the start line. Now look at Wills come on like gangbusters. Now Noddy comes back using the power of the Toyota down the front straight, right out alongside Wills. No, not quite alongside Wills. Gets alongside Richards though, has to pull in behind. So a good fight going on between these three as Craig Baird makes a bit of a getaway out front.
Yeah, Beto taking all the boys to task again, and we see Jace back up the end of the straight there. He sort of was on the inside of Noddy, and it's very...
Oh, look at that. Who was on the inside of Simon Wills right there? No one else but Jason Richards. So the 325i, the older car in the BMW fleet, slipping on down the inside of the race-winning Telstar on the right-hander. Good move there.
A great move, and it looks as though Simon may have had a little problem there. It's unlike Simon to make a mistake. We'll just have to keep an eye and see what happens during the race.
Well, the car very, very fast, the Ford Telstar that is, and proving very reliable in the first race. So we hope it's not a problem that is going to take him out of it, because, boy, he turned on the fun last time. And look at Murdoch this time going past him. So Noddy's been working very hard. Good race between these two guys.
Well, we can see the power of the front-wheel drives come on at the end of the long Teretonga straight, but unfortunately it's very hard to pass him unless you're well beside them.
And look at Peter Van Brugel just behind them as well, so he's tracking these two. Simon Wills in the Telstar. Oh, in trouble though for the other Telstar, that's Pateman.
Well, that's something's broken the front end. Yes, it has. He's clobbered the curb there, and that's a consequence of riding too many curbs. So unfortunate for Kevin Pateman.
Well, the car stopped actually on the track, so the safety car had to come out while the Pateman Telstar is dragged away. So now the guys are all closed up. Poor old Craig Baird worked away to such a good lead in this race, and look who he's got right back behind him. Come the restart, what's the odds on that Ford Power doing a bit of an overtaking move? Let's see what happens. Down the front straight at Teretonga. This is where the Ford has been so good, but I reckon Craig Baird is going to be driving very, very defensively right now. Comes a little wide on the track, leaves room though on the outside if Wills can make it stick. No, great move there by Baird, holding him out.
Well, Simon just wasn't quite close enough on Craig's bumper at the restart to take advantage of the long straight.
Well, in fact, he's a little bit off the pace too as they come through the infield this time. So Beardo really pushing very, very hard, trying to get away from the Telstar because he knows how mean an opposition that can. Oh, down the inside, Jason Richards diving down on Wayne Murdoch. Bit of a touch there, I'd say. And Richards gets a hit back, and he's gone. Wow, big hit into the wall, right underneath the safety marshals.
The view from Wayne Murdoch now. Cops a hit from Jason Richards. Around the turn they go. They're both fighting for the line here, and bang, she's all over.
Wayne went wide into the turn, and I went underneath him. I was right in there, and he come down. We had a bit of a touch, which really wasn't really necessary anyway. And I was coming out of the corner. He's just put a massive dent on the side of my car, and he's just blatantly taking me out. like he said he was going to do in Timaru.
Well, no love lost between these guys whatsoever. Wow, Murdoch gives the thumbs up to the crew just after that. So you tell me what that's all about. This is all about the fight for the Peugeot class. Patrick Watts versus Peter Sharmack. Watts leading. Now we're back. Simon Will's view as Craig Baird wheeling his way past Watts and Sharmack, safely through there as they come to the left-hander. So Will's very close to Baird now. Down the front straight, getting the drive out of the corner. This is where the Telstar has been very, very good. Can he get him, Shane Drake?
Well, I think he can. The Telstar got the good drive out of the corner, and he's well up beside Craig now, and I'd say it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, not much doubt about it. Already, just as they pass the start-finish line, wait for Baird to appear on the inside? No way, no. Very, very clean move there. So the Telstar back where it was in the first race. Same man in the second spot as well. Question is, he's been very good on the infield in the BMW, and he's been pushing very hard. You see Michael Bate in the Suzuki Swift pulling very wide. He's the leader in the 0 to 1600 class. Got no one else to race at the moment, so happy to let these guys just get on with it.
Yeah, good job by Michael there, and you can see Craig working the BMW around the back part of the circuit. He's right behind him, ready to pounce on any gap that opens up whatsoever.
Well, the Telstar certainly gets picked up on the infield here as they go by the spot. Look at Jason Richards, damaged BMW in the background. Baird really, really giving him the message. Pulls into the mirrors on one side, into the mirrors on the other side. Oh, Will's very wide there, leaving a bit of space almost, but not quite.
No, I believe Simon had a little problem there, and that may have been the reoccurrence of the earlier problem in the race.
Yes, we wonder if he's got a gearbox problem, because wasn't quick at all at the start of the race, and Craig got that runaway before the safety car came out, so it could be a problem, but certainly seems to slow him down on the infield, whereas he was pretty good in the earlier race through there as well.
We can see just how much time Simon picked up down the straight there. You know, a couple of tenths on Craig, but the Nimblewee BMW right back up behind him after the big sweeper.
Well, I think these guys are going a bit slower than race one, because you can see Peter Van Brugel is starting to close in on them as well. So the Nissan trying to join the fight for the lead in this race. Now, this is a good race, another one.
Well, it's great to see that we've got three different cars fighting it out for the lead, and if these guys keep going the way they are, Pete will be right behind them within a very short time.
Now, Craig Baird, of course, did such a good job looking down the inside as they come to the left-hander onto the front straight. Baird did such a good job to get away, and this time Wills does go very wide, gets up onto the ripples, and Craig's gone.
And I thought, I have a measure of him, and it jumped down a second gear coming out of the elbow, and that sort of cost me because he got in front.
Well, Wills now has all the work to do again as we watch the little car of Vince Small. Oh, the very little damaged car of Vince Small. It's one of the Peugeot's 1600 version, that one. But out front, the race as it clicks down into the last laps, getting down to about 3 laps to go. Baird getting away. I don't think Simon Wills has much of a chance, do you, Shane?
Well, you can see how that BMW is moving around a lot, and Craig is really, really pushing that to try and get the brake onto the front straight so Simon cannot tow past him, because we're getting down to the end of the race. So Craig trying exceptionally hard to keep that gap static.
Craig Baird, a sensational driver, probably because he makes it look easy. He seems to be up front in these races virtually all of the time. You come to expect so much of him. I don't think Wills is going to be close enough this time. He tries to get the drag. He's almost there, Shane.
No, he's too far away to have a go. He'll just pull up at the last moment at the end of the straight, and there's no way he can go around the outside of Craig.
Well, he's having a look just in case. Looks down the inside.
Well, he's pulling a bit of a bluff there on Beto at the last minute, but I think Craig's too good for that.
Yeah, I was just about to say, he really is a sensational driver. Lyle Williamson heading for Germany tomorrow to try and sort out Craig's future for this year anyway. Could be Australian Super Tourers, could be test driver for the BMW team in Europe, which would be a great step up. The man who did the job last time is now driving a McLaren GT car for them, so got to be a stepping stone for the future. So he's really earned these possibilities overseas. South Africa also in the picture. Let's see now if he can put it all to good use to hold out Simon Wills as Wills comes on like gangbusters once more.
Yeah, Simon just having a little look down there and just letting Craig know that he's ready to get through a gap if half of one appears.
So coming now down to the checkered flag, not much time to go. Seconds in the race. Wills has not got enough drive, and Baird is going to win it. Not by much though. Look at this dive down the inside, just about half a car length, and that gives the race to Craig Baird. Simon Wills second, Peter Van Brugel through for third, and Brett Riley fourth.
Well, Craig, never say die.
No, you know, we're up against it there, and I must say that, you know, Simon Wills drove extremely well the whole day. Drove cleanly, no silly business, so it was a pleasure racing with him. It was funny because my car was obviously quick in the corners and his was quick down the straight, so the overall lap time was very,